lot of teams have standout moments that define their franchise in multiple ways. Today we're going to be looking at the Dallas Cowboys and check out the best moments from their franchise. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get alerts when we upload. Without further ado, let's jump to number 10. Number 10. Jerry Jones. Soon after purchasing the Cowboys for a whopping $140 million in February of 1989, Jones went about firing legendary coach Tom Landry. Obviously, that move didn't sit well with fans. Soon after, longtime general manager Tex Schramm was gone as well. Despite the early obstacles, Jones has emerged as the face of the franchise, for better or for worse, in the last 26 years as owner and general manager. And under his reign, the Cowboys have attained more Super Bowl wins than under Schramm and Landry. Let's not forget, as the most active owner in the NFL, Jones is also undoubtedly one of the biggest Cowboys fans in the world. Fans may not like Jones, but you must admit he had a major impact on the franchise. Number 9. Tony Dorsett. Running back Tony Dorsett did more in a 2-year span than most football players dream of. First, as a member of the University of Pittsburgh, Dorsett led the Panthers to a national championship and won the Heisman Trophy in 1976. He was then drafted 2nd overall by the Dallas Cowboys. In order to move up in the 1977 NFL Draft, the Cowboys traded away their 1st-round pick and 3 second-rounders. It's a gamble that paid off the very same season as he ended up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and helping the team win their 2nd Super Bowl championship. On top of that, Dorsett went on to have a nice Hall of Fame career. During his 12 years as a professional, he was named to the Pro Bowl 4 times, was a first-team All-Pro in 1981, and rushed for 12,739 yards and 77 touchdowns. Indicted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1994, Dorsett is also a member of the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Number 8. America's Team. It started as a phrase used as the title of a highlight reel. Now the catchphrase America's Team is parallel with the Dallas Cowboys. Introduced by NFL Films' Bob Ryan, the term was inspired by the considerable amount of fans the Cowboys seem to attract and their numerous national televised games. The following year, game announcers began referring to the Cowboys as America's Team. Now the term is used to describe the Cowboys around the world. Number 7. Texas Stadium. Despite all the bells and whistles and modern venues like AT&T Stadium offers fans, there is still something to be said for tradition. The visual of Texas Stadium is as iconic as the star itself. Opened in 1971, Texas Stadium has always been associated with greatness as the Cowboys went to 5 Super Bowls in that decade. It was the home for America's Team for 38 seasons. Most remember Texas Stadium due to its giant hole in the roof. The opening was once described by Cowboys linebacker D.D. Lewis as it was there so God can watch his favorite team play. The iconic venue was demolished in 2010. Number 6. Emmitt Smith. In recent years, the Dallas Cowboys have often traded up in the NFL draft to obtain a player that they really wanted. But there was no better move than the one the Cowboys made back in 1990 to grab running back Emmitt Smith. Deemed to be undersized and too slow coming out of Florida, the talented running back fell to the 17th selection of the 1990 NFL Draft. The Cowboys traded away 3 draft picks to move up to select Smith. The risk paid off as the Dallas Cowboys received a cornerstone player whom they built a championship team around. The final but arguably the most important piece to the Cowboys' famed triplets, Smith is arguably the biggest reason America's Team hoisted the Lombardi Trophy 3 times in the early 90s. He broke a plethora of franchise and league rushing records throughout his 15-year career, but the biggest record he broke was the NFL all-time leader in total rushing yards with 18,355. Smith is a Hall of Famer and arguably the best running back in NFL history, so I'd say that trade was well worth it. Number 5. Herschel Walker. Acquiring Herschel Walker, one of the greatest running backs in football history, was supposed to bring the Dallas Cowboys back to glory. Instead, trading him did. Dallas looking hopeless at 0-5 to start the 1989 season, Jimmy Johnson decided to deal his best player, who had made the Pro Bowl the previous 2 seasons. The blockbuster deal with Minnesota, the largest player trade in NFL history, involved 18 players and draft choices, including 7 picks that the Cowboys used to stockpile talent for the decade ahead. Emmitt Smith and Darren Woodson were just 2 key pieces the Dallas Cowboys picked up using those draft picks. This trade ended up starting the Dallas Cowboys dynasty, as Dallas won 3 Super Bowls in the next 6 years. Number 4. Drew Pearson. The Cowboys have had many famous plays in their history, including Tony Dorsett's 99-yard touchdown run against the Vikings in 1983, but it was the pass to Drew Pearson against the same opponent 7 years earlier that became truly iconic. Trailing the Vikings 14-10 in the 1975 NFC Divisional Playoff round, Dallas had the ball at midfield with 32 seconds left. Staubach launched a high-arching pass to Pearson, came back for the underthrown ball and caught it as Minnesota defensive back Nate Wright fell down. This was a classic desperation throw, and its prayer was answered. Number 3. Roger Staubach. In 1964, only 4 years into their NFL existence, the Cowboys were far-sighted enough to select Roger Staubach, the Navy quarterback who had just won the Heisman Trophy in the 10th round of the draft. You're probably wondering, why did he go so late? It was because Staubach had yet to play his senior season, followed by a 4-year military commitment. He didn't begin his NFL career until 1969, when he was already 27, but he proved to be well worth the wait. In 9 seasons as a starter, Staubach made 6 Pro Bowls and led the Cowboys to 4 Super Bowls, including their first championships in 1971 and 77. Number 2. Super Bowl 27. The third biggest rout in Super Bowl history, the Cowboys obliterated the Buffalo Bills at the Rose Bowl, forcing 9 turnovers and getting 4 Troy Aikman touchdown passes in a 52-17 win. It wasn't the first or last Super Bowl victory for the Dallas Cowboys, but it was the most dominating for sure. The championship kicked off a run of 3 in 4 seasons, making the early 90s Cowboys one of the greatest NFL dynasties ever seen. Number 1. Cowboys 49ers. The 1992 NFC Championship game tops our list. For Dallas Cowboys fans who suffered through San Francisco's reign in the 1980s, beating the 49ers felt so good. After all, the Cowboys entered Candlestick Park with an enormously talented young roster, but as significant underdogs to Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and co. So when the Dallas Cowboys pulled out the 30-20 upset with a fearless game plan, it felt like a changing of the guard. Coach Jimmy Johnson seemed to sense what had just happened and what was to come, and he stood on a chair in the victorious locker room and shouted the phrase that will echo forever in franchise history: "How about them Cowboys?" Let us know in the comments down below which Cowboys moment was your personal favorite. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more sports content. As always, we'll see you guys next time.